What's up, ladies and gentlemen? ChuckfinleLP Play Crash Bandicoot 3 Part 9. We are here in Tropy's area. Now we will be going after all of his relics. I will try to do the same thing that I did in Part 8. I will try to get 10 relics in this one video. I won't. However, I won't go after the sixth warp room or the secret warp room just yet. I will save that for. Go ahead and restart that. You do have the option to restart the time trial whenever you want to, as long as you're not in the middle of a death animation, which definitely helps. You know, like something like that. You know, you can mess yourself up pretty easily during these time trials, and you will definitely want to try and you know, use that to your advantage whenever possible. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna save the sixth warp room for later. It doesn't pop up, you know, immediately like it does in Crash 2. You have that's tied to the relics, and I'll talk about that once I get to it. For this section, you definitely want to be on the dinosaur through here. I don't believe there's actually enough masks to have on your face during the main path along the yellow gym path. I've never actually taken the yellow gym path just because it is so much slower than the main path, and you know, of course, there are boxes along that path, but I'm not sure how useful those boxes are. So, as I said, I've never actually went along the path. And just, you know, to help you out with these time trials, there are the little things that you can do. Yeah, that would be the second mask, so that it doesn't really matter if you lose a mask, as long as you can keep the baby T-Rex, and that's not tied to a mask. If you can keep the baby T-Rex through that, through the midsection, that will definitely help you out and increase your time, just because you won't have to mess around as long. And both of the, or I guess all of the dinosaur levels are very, you know, those are my easiest levels to get the platinum relics on. Really, the only levels that I can consistently get platinum relics every time I play the game. But yeah, stay off the yellow path, ride the dinosaur as long as possible, and don't worry about losing a mask through the first section. That's the biggest things that will definitely help you out while trying to go after the relic through there. But just to finish with my thought, I am going to wait until until I get all of the relics in the 5 warp rooms, so before I go after the relics, or before I go to the 6th warp room. So if I can keep this pace of oh, that sucks. That's a 2-second time box in there. Not too useful unless you can hit it, so right as you're coming up through that section, you can get to it. Now, this is the only underwater level that has 3 masks in it. This would be that question mark crate is where the mask is at. So if you have lost it, you know, anywhere before there, that'll definitely help you out. I think there may actually even be 4 here. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking about level 2's level. Now, this will definitely help you out if you can use the whirlpool. Okay, yeah, there is 4 masks here actually, so that is definitely useful, especially if you lose them while going through some of the whirlpools, trying to save some time. A section earlier on, you know, just anywhere. But if you can use the whirlpools to your advantage and use the pull that you would get from them, that will definitely help you out while going through this. It will make it a lot faster. That's really up to you whether you want to get that or not. I find it sometimes useful, but the only time I find it useful is if you can actually get to it in one easy go. And of course, the water levels are not my best levels, to be honest. Something that's really easy for here is with the whirlpools, if you can kind of swim up to them, and then turn around, and then as you're being pulled backwards, if you can turn around immediately and then continue moving, wow, just really quickly, or I mean, you know, really close. That sucks. But if you can turn around immediately and then start kicking as fast as you can, that will definitely help you out. And I wasn't doing it quite right while going through there. It was a little bit slower than how I normally am, but I didn't want to make a mistake like that. That will definitely hurt, and I'll go ahead and restart the time trial. But you know, just doing little things like that, you have to be careful of. This level isn't like level 2, where you could pretty much boost to a large portion of the level. You have to really get used to this level to be able to boost whenever or wherever you want. Taking shortcuts like trying to swim under there will definitely help you out, especially in the second area as well. Spinning, kicking, you know, riding the whirlpools. If you do take damage, it doesn't really matter because you do have 2 other boxes. You know, you do have 4 masks in this level, so if you want to use that to your advantage, you can early on, but you definitely want to have 2 masks going through the final section, just because you may be able to use the masks to get past the whirlpools. And sadly, all the masks are early on, so that doesn't really. That kind of limits what you can and can't do strategy-wise, trying to, you know, use the masks to your advantage, you know, to take damage and then pass through a section. You know, something like through there you can go ahead and do, just so as long as you don't waste a whole lot of time, you know, taking damage or whatever. You know, that's kind of what you need to do with that time box. You can't, you know, you don't want to turn around. And you want to go ahead and lose it here early on if you can, but you just want to be careful not to take. You don't want to lose it too early. You have to be very careful about doing that. But there you go. My first platinum I think I've ever got on a underwater level, which is very useful. It definitely helps. But as I said, you have 4 opportunities. You know, you have 4 masks, 2 at the beginning that you really can't use, but the 2 ones later on, you know, kind of towards the middle section of the level. That will definitely help you out if you can time it just right. You know, when to take damage. But at the last set of whirlpools with the submergible, you want to be very careful because you want to time it just right so that you take damage on the either with the blowfish or the second whirlpool, because if you take damage, if you lose it at the, you know, if you wait for the end portal to you get rid of the submergible, you will actually lose quite a bit of time that you at the end, because something that can really play to your benefit is if you can get to the end portal, you know, immediately, especially with the underwater levels. That will definitely help you out. Anything you can do to save a little bit of time will definitely help you out. And as we go along through here, you've noticed, you know, just different things. At the start, you do want to at least clear. You want to clear out everything. But if you don't, you know, if you have trouble with this level, and you don't want to continue to keep clearing everything out, I would definitely suggest just to knock out the assassins first, just so that the fire doesn't get in your way. But really everything, you know, if you clear out all the boxes in your way at the start, that will go a long way to helping you out. You do want to be careful there. Sometimes it will freeze for some reason if you do hit the the swordsman with the mask. It, you know, sometimes bug out. I don't know why. And there we go. Yeah, it's actually quite a low time to get the platinum relic. I usually can get over about 1-2. I've never actually gone under a minute before, but if you notice, like 2 minutes 12 seconds for the sapphire relic, they give you quite a bit of time for this level. I believe that either that or level 20 is the longest relic to get. I'm not 100% sure which one it is, to be totally honest. But this one is actually quite difficult to get the gold relic on, just because it's so much harder than level 8 was. And if you remember how hard level 8 was, or if you remember how short the time was for level 8, you have to be careful with this one. You have to stay off of any ramps that don't have boxes on them. You have to stay away from the cars. You don't want to slide too much. You don't want to do what I'm doing, and I'm kind of just tapping the stick rather than going for it. But turning does slow you down. You want to stay out of the you want to stay on the road as much as possible. You want to stay out of the barricades, stay out of the backs of the cars, stay off the cop cars, stay out of the pits, obviously. But doing what I'm doing here kind of slows you down. Here you don't want to do that. That's stupid. If you can kind of get on it at the same time that another car gets on it, you should be okay. I've never actually. It's usually kind of when the car is already on it, I'm sitting there trying to fight for space where I usually get thrown off. So it's really up to you. If you can get to it before the car, you definitely will help yourself out. If you can get on it, because it won't throw you off and it'll save you quite a bit of time. Going through the sharp S's, you want to be very careful. You want to kind of tap the brakes. You don't want to slide out because that will slow you down way too much. So you want to kind of tap the brakes as well as turn just a little bit. You don't want to turn too much because that will slow you down far too much if you do that. You don't want to ride the boost pads as much as I am, and I don't think I'm gonna make it. Yeah, there ain't no way I'm gonna get. I'm gonna sapphire. Yeah, just slow down a little bit too much in a few areas of the track, and this is definitely by far one of the hardest levels to get a gold relic on. I believe the gold relic time is around 120. Yeah, 127. And it is just so hard because you have to do everything just right. I mean, you have to hit every single time box that's not on a ramp. You have to make sure you don't hit any barricades. You notice that I did hit a barricade instead of jumping over that ramp with the speed pad. That would probably have been best if I would have hit the speed pad, but you can actually go in between the ramp and the barricade if you hit it just right. But you have to be careful. With the stick, you want to be more precise instead of jerk it around like I've been doing. That will slow you down. You don't want to continuously tap it. You want to either turn or don't. If you can stay if you can stay straight or just stay normal. If you don't keep moving, if you don't keep doing what I'm doing here, that will definitely help you out. If you stay upright and straight as long as possible, that will go a long ways to helping you out. But if you have to turn, you want to be smooth with it. You don't want to be aggressive with it. You cut corners as much as possible. If you can stay on the inside of the road instead of on the outside or in the middle, that will go a long way to helping you out as well. As I said, trying to hit every single time box you can. You don't have to hit every single one, but if you can hit a good portion of them, that will definitely help you out. You want to stay out of the ruts as much as possible. I went through the ruts quite a bit. You want to try to make sure that you don't let go of the gas. I've been letting off the gas to help turn. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you stay in the gas as much as possible. If you absolutely have to, then go ahead. But if you don't, stay in the gas as much as possible. You don't want to ride these for too long, especially if that car does mess you up, because you want to try to get through this section okay. Again, don't ride it too much. And I should have got that time box back there. Wow, a 1/10 of a second. That stinks. But did better. But I did miss 2 time boxes, so that did kind of hurt. If I would have got that 1 second time box, that would have definitely helped. But definitely did a lot better going through there. And I'll try this time without letting off the gas as much, and I'll try not touching the brakes at all. I touched the brakes twice. I'll see if I can do any better and not hit the brakes. As I said, just be smooth with the stick. You know, you don't want to jerk it around too much. Wow, that's gonna slow me down way too much. Maybe it won't be too bad if I can get through some of these sections okay. But, you know, you don't want to mess yourself up by not jerking it around. If you have to, you have to. It won't, you know, completely ruin your race or your time as bad as, you know, letting off the gas or braking would. But it just, you know, it helps. It helps with the time. It makes everything be a lot more, you know, be a lot more smooth. I'm about I think a second slower than I was last time, but that's okay. Going through here, yeah, this is why you want to tap the brakes at least going into the corner. You may not have to tap it in the middle, but you definitely want to tap the brakes going into the corner. And this is going to be bad. Oh, okay. Figured that'd be a lot worse than it was. Just remember, try not to, oh yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. That's really bad on your time. You don't want to let off the gas. I just did that a little bit too long. I think I should be okay, though. There we go. Okay. The platinum time is even worse. I think it's down around 114, either mid to low 114 range. That's pretty bad. I mean, just the gold relic by itself is tough. I couldn't imagine going after the platinum relic. But anyway, so here you go. One of the hardest relics in the game to get. But anyway, this is actually an okay one. You know, as I said, things will be getting harder as we go along, you know, just because these levels are getting harder. And every time you can clear out an obstacle or a group of obstacles, you definitely want to try. I don't think I can actually clear those boxes out, but I may not want to. Sometimes these boxes will be time crates. I believe they will turn into time crates if you can't see them. But if you see, you know, if you can see the boxes before hitting the clock, I think they'll just be normal boxes that won't give you anything. Now, if you can hit both of those boxes, you know, there's actually a way to do it where you're using the death tornado spin on the boxes to be able to hit them. And if you can do that, you'll save about 5 seconds. That will definitely help you out. You can also spin the knight into the boxes, into the stack with the 3 on it, and that will help you out. You really want to have 2 masks or 3 masks going into this section, just because it will help you get through the giant. It'll bring you to about right here, I believe, and then it should die out about right where that giant was, if I remember correctly. That's, you know, you still can do it without doing this, and if you can get around the giant, you want to. There we go. Not too bad. About 3 seconds off my best time going through this level, but that's okay. As long as I get a gold, I really don't care. I'm not trying to beat no world record or nothing. I just want to either get gold or platinum, and if I can get gold consistently, then I'll be more than happy with that. But yeah, you definitely want to have 2 masks going through the latter half of the level where I get the 3rd mask. You definitely want to have a mask on your face going through there. But anyway. Alright, so this is actually going to be pretty interesting, because if you remember the 4 boxes at the beginning of the level, you have to, well, you don't really have to, and a lot of guides suggest not doing this, but if you can use the bazooka to shoot the clock and then immediately spin into the crates. You want to be careful though, because you are farther away from the clock, so the time, the countdown sequence has a little bit of time to reach you. It does, you know, it's trial and error, really. That's a tenth of a second is actually the fastest I've ever done it before. My best time consistently is about 16 hundredths of a second, which isn't bad, really. You don't want to be around that nitro when it explodes, by the way. You want to, if you can, while you're on the oil, if you can slide to help save time, that will definitely help you out. Through here, let the TNTs blow them up. You don't want to really waste too much time. You know, you don't want to jump around the top of those boxes. If you do, you may not want to actually worry about the, well, yeah, you do. You want to make sure you at least get 3 masks coming into the section, because with this section that's coming right up here, where this is where the 3rd mask will be, and you can actually shoot him. If you can time it right, you can shoot him and not have to jump around his flames, because he will definitely hurt your overall time. You definitely want to be very careful about dealing with that guy. But if you can get 3 masks going through here, you can beat it in under a minute, and you'll be guaranteed a gold. Then I have actually got this in under 57 seconds, but I think it was high 56 range. I don't remember if that's enough for a platinum or not. I'm probably not. But the 4 boxes at the beginning, a lot of guys actually say not to go after them, just because it kind of wastes time, and because it takes the clock, the countdown clock, longer to get to you. You actually have a chance of messing up, and then you will have to continuously hit them over and over. You'll have to keep doing it over and over for very little reward. I do it anyway. I don't think well, let me fly around here really quickly. I think if you shoot because if you, while you're doing the time trial, I don't think I made it. While you're doing the time trial, if you get far enough away from the clock, you will actually lose the ability to do the time trial until you leave the level and then come back. And if you shoot down the balloon that's holding the clock, that will happen. So you have to be very careful. You have to fly into it, and I thought I did, or I thought I was going to shoot at it. But with these, the balloons or the boxes here do not turn into time boxes, so you have to be very careful. You want to be very quick and very precise about this. Why this one is so difficult is because of the way the blimps are positioned, and you don't actually have to get so close to them. You can actually shoot them from a good ways away if you can see where exactly the bullets are ending up. That's how far away you can shoot them, and that will definitely help save you some time. But it will also leave you open to enemy fire, so you have to kind of balance it out. But the quicker you can shoot them, the more time you'll save, which is always useful. Remember, there are 3 health balloons that you can use, but that also says if you can knock out the balloons fast enough, you shouldn't have to worry about it. About your health, or the blimps. If you can knock the blimps out fast enough, you shouldn't have to worry about your health. That's okay for me. I usually don't. I usually have to play this level twice to get the gold, and the platinum is pretty. I think it's near 50 seconds or under 50 seconds, like 48 seconds or something like that. I've only gotten it once, and it was very, very hard to do. I had to replay the level at least 10 to 11 times just to figure out the right pattern. Before to figure out when I could shoot all the balloons, or the blimps. But anyway, just the best thing that will help you out is just to remember. I hate that the wave mechanic for this level. The biggest thing that will help you out is if you can shoot them from far enough away, so you don't actually have, especially the first 3 at the beginning. If you can shoot those from far enough away, that will save you a lot of time to to get to the other balloons that are kind of clustered around. You know, the 5th, 6th, and 7th balloons are kind of clumped together, and if you can hit those, if you can hit those a lot sooner than what I did, that will definitely help you out getting the platinum. But anyway, so with this, it actually takes quite a bit of timing, and if you play the level over and over again, you can kind of tell when the timing will be. If you immediately start the level, a lot of these things will actually turn out in your favor, and you don't want to go around this way. I should have went around the other way, but I really didn't have a choice. But timing-wise, if you can get everything just right, is pretty much as soon as you start the level, that will definitely help you out. Because most everything will turn out in your favor. I think a few cannonballs may not. The seagull at the beginning will. The rowboats won't, though. So if you are used to going around the left side of the island with the 2 rowboats, that will definitely hurt you. This seagull usually, no matter when you start, will usually get out of your way. Sometimes the bombs are kind of random. More often than not, if you start the yeah, the cannonballs at the end there will definitely hurt you if you don't, if you mess around in the level before getting to it. You really don't want to go through this section without 2 masks, and I really should have slowed down there. But this is kind of like level 5, just stay off of the ramps that don't have time crates on them. Stay away from the bombs, stay away from the anchors, the cannonballs, stay away from that ramp. And there we go. Usually I can get a gold. I've gotten it around 118 before. That's when everything was going right, and I didn't miss the clock at the beginning. That definitely hurts your time overall, but anyway. So we'll go to Future Frenzy now, 201. As I said, the times will be getting longer as we go along through here, and the levels will be getting harder, especially Future Frenzy. This is very timing orientated. You want to wait. I believe all of these beam fences, all of these fences are actually timed together. So if you can wait until the one at the start is closed, that will definitely help your open. That will definitely help you out. And there's not really a good strategy, that's not a really good strategy to use the bazooka on the clock. Sometimes it'll help, you've noticed me do it, but I don't think it actually saves you all that much time. And you can fly around these, or spin around them if you want to. Of course, there's the danger of being hit, as you saw with it when I first came into this level. You definitely have to be careful about that. For here, you can actually there's actually 2 ways to get through that. The second way is slower though, so you will definitely want to be careful which way you choose. You can use the body slam on those boxes and then just jump over the stack of metal crates, but that seems to take a little bit longer than what I did. So it's really up to you. You can try out both ways and see whichever way works for you. You definitely want to have the masks going through here. I think those platforms will stay open for you like the doors will in the Egyptian era if you have the masks on. But you can also just, for the most part, you can, for the most part, dodge them just by, double jumping and then. Wow, that sucked. by double jumping and spinning at least, once, maybe tapping the square button twice. It really just depends on the situation. For the most part, you can just kind of tap it, and then you'll be able to get across a lot of things. I've actually beaten it around the mid 115s before, but that was kind of when everything was going right. Didn't have to slow down for a whole lot, but that's pretty good. Another platinum relic. Yeah, this is the longest time trial, 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And if you remember the trivia here, the bug will help with your timing. I believe if the bug is on the right, the water is down. If the bug is on the left, the water is up. So I'll wait for the bug to be kind of in the middle, so that well, that sucked. But timing definitely does help. You should do it when the bug is all the way on the, I guess, right side would definitely help. Would definitely help you out there, but or maybe on the left side. I'm not 100% sure the right timing, but you can whenever you can. You definitely want to slide, or use the tornado spin to hover. That will definitely help you out whenever you can. Jumping on I don't suggest jumping on too many boxes. That is not a really good strategy, like over water, just because especially if you're not good with timing the jumps, that will definitely hurt you. You can also shoot that from up here if you want to. If you think you can make it, you can try. Usually the timing doesn't work out for you to be able to make it. But it's entirely up to you. You can use the shield-wielding Egyptians to help you out. If you don't feel like you can make it, timing-wise. But you definitely want to have 3 masks going through here, because the water will stay down for you if you have 3 masks on your face, and you can get through a large portion of this last couple hallways. I believe it will actually take you all the way to the end. Yeah, I was gonna say it'll take you pretty close, if not all the way to the end, depending on how quickly you can get through there before you actually have to before you lose it. You don't want to get hit by those nitros, but if you have to, you have to. You can kind of make the best of it if you double jump instead of just have crash jump once. That would kind of slow me down a little bit more than I wanted to, but there you go. So now I'll go ahead and talk about the time trials, times for everything, the platinum relics and all that. And we'll go ahead and start with Dynamite. Alright, Sapphire is 133, Gold 124.76, and Platinum is 1 minute 2 seconds. So let me see what my time was. I'll take a look at my time and see how far off I was. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, we'll go to... what level is this? Deep Trouble. Sapphire 147, exactly. Gold 1 minute 25.16, and Platinum is 118.36. So you can see I got the Platinum. Alright, so we'll go to High Time next. Sapphire 2 minutes 12 seconds, Gold 1 minute 4 seconds, Platinum 56.96. So not quite close, but I have made it around 58 minutes before. About 2 minutes off for that time. Sadly, it does stink if you miss the time by 2 seconds, which I often do. Alright, so Sapphire 1 minute 25, Gold 1 minute 20.72, and Platinum is 1 minute 17.08. Might as well be around the 114, 115, just because it's definitely pretty hard. Hard enough to be that time, but anyway, so we're here in double header. Sapphire 127 exactly, gold 1 minute 21.16, and platinum 59.40. Yeah, it's definitely pretty tough, but you have to make sure that everything, you know, goes right. If you can get through that one section with 2 masks on your face, or with a mask on your face, that will definitely help save you quite a bit of time. Not, you know, get the 5 seconds from the TNTs will definitely help you out as well. Just little things like that will definitely help you out. But anyway, so alright, Sapphire 142 exactly, gold 122. This is for Sphinxinator, by the way. Gold 1 minute 22.63, and then platinum is 56.7. So you can see how difficult it is, but you just have to make sure that everything goes right for you, not get slowed down where I did trying to get the second mask. That definitely hurt my time. Alright, so we are in Bye Bye Blimps. Sapphire 109, gold 58.40, and platinum at 51.50. So not too bad. Like I said, I've gotten the platinum before, but it is very difficult to do, and I've only been able to do it once. Alright, so we are in Tell No Tales, Relic 140, or Sapphire 142, gold 125.63, platinum 105.23. So long way off that one. Alright, so Future Frenzy, Sapphire 201, gold 134, platinum 119.64. So just barely made it, and I did mess around a little bit. Did kind of get caught out in a few areas. Alright, so for Tomb Waiter, Sapphire 244, gold 145.03, and platinum 124 exactly. So there's a lot of shortcuts in these levels that you can take to help you out, but you have to kind of know where they are ahead of time to be able to do it, and you just have to replay the levels over and over to be able to get the sapphires. And I'm not going to do the platinums. But anyway, so thank you for watching. There won't be a challenge video because I would like to show this as an instructional video to try to help you get the platinums and golds for these levels that I've been doing. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Next time we will get the 5 relics here in the 5th warp room, and we may take a look at the 6th warp room. I don't know. Probably though, because this probably won't take that long. But so until then, later everyone.